Okay, let us continue on our wonderful journey through the sparkling waters. First off, we have a wonderful haunted shipwreck, because every 2D Mario game needs levels with booze in them. Yay. That said, I'm not really a fan of these levels. I mean, they're certainly more kind of puzzle-based than any of the other levels in the game. But, sort of, they're just slightly irritating to play through, because a lot of it does require special, it's a lot of trial and error if you don't know where you're going. So, yes, now, unlike all of the other ghost houses that will appear later in the game, this one is on a ruined ship with some underwater segments. So it's slightly odd in the general, how do I put it? In the general ghost house scheme. Now, because I have figured out an excellent thing to do, I can now tell you every single enemy that appears in each level. Probably should have done this earlier on, but oh well. So obviously we have our wonderful boos, who have been around since Super Mario Bros. 3. There's a lot of Super Mario Bros. 3 and even Super Mario World references in U, and it works quite well. I mean, I have to say, sort of, boos are an odd little enemy that I'm not sure whether I like them that much. I mean, they're certainly fun enemies to manipulate, like I'm doing right now, whilst I'm waiting for the platform to return. But they're just kind of irritating, I guess. I mean, they're more fun in other titles, more specifically Luigi's Mansion, where they're making all of those absolutely hideous and terrible puns. But at least there they've got a bit more personality than they do here. Now, one thing that I didn't know, and I'm sure quite a lot of people didn't know, is that the idea for Boo came because Shigeru Miyamoto he got the idea from the wife of his co-worker and close friend Takashi Tezuka, because she is incredibly shy, but then one day she got incredibly angry at Tezuka for coming home late from work, so that's faintly amusing. Mumbies, which are enemies from the Kirby series, attack in an identical way to the boos, and also the Boo Laugh, which appears in Super Mario 64, Super Mario 64 DS, and Super Mario 3D Land, is literally just a sped-up version of Bowser's Laugh. It's not surprising. Then you also have the Circling Boo Buddies, which is basically just the circle of boos. It's not very complicated to call them, and then you've got Fishbones, which generally sort of home in on you, which is always interesting. Now, every single haunted house level will have a secret exit. That's just something that you need to understand. Every single one. Doesn't matter where, it will have a secret exit. So that means that there are like numerous, there are sometimes numerous levels in a world that have a secret exit. Which can get irritating, but oh well, it can't be helped. Well, it can be, but it's just something that we've got to do, you know? Now, I should probably discuss Miiverse a little bit, seeing as this is obviously one of the Wii U launch titles, and Miiverse has quite a big sort of role in it. Basically what it does is that the general principle is whenever you beat a stage, collect all star coins, fail miserably at a stage, or what have you, you can put a post on the Miiverse and either to ask for help or just to give hints to other players. It's a nice little feature. It's not particularly useful, but it's sometimes quite amazing to see sort of, and it's not gratifying, but it's quite nice to see when other people are having an incredible amount of trouble on a level that you're having trouble on. So that kind of is just like, I'm not alone in my struggles. Although sometimes you can reach the point where it's just like, this person says this level is really hard. It's not really, and then you've also have the people who are just like, oh my gosh, this level is like so easy, when it really isn't. So you have the entire spectrum of gamers posting on Miiverse. So it is always very interesting to see what they think. I do believe you can also set challenges for people, which is an interesting little addition. It doesn't really get much use, but certainly useful, I guess. Right, now if I recall correctly, this secret exit is a pain in the backside to get. Because basically what it requires is cross a wall jump. I believe it's about here, but I'm not really sure. It certainly involves a wall jump in a particular location. We will get there when we get there, but it's definitely a wall jump. You see, this is one of the things that I don't like about the ghost houses / the ghost shipwreck, is that you're never quite sure where you need to go, and although this works reasonably okay, because that's the entire point of the ghost houses, it doesn't make it any less irritating. Especially when sort of there is no hint whatsoever that your secret exit is around here. Now, if I recall correctly, I wasn't too far away from where the actual secret exit is. I think it's just a bit closer to the start than I am going for. Or I'm just being a complete and utter idiot. Either or, it's a perfectly reasonable assumption to make, because, Alright, there we go. I was never very far from the secret exit. I was just never quite sure where the bloody hell I was going. It's one of the main reasons I dislike the ghost houses. I like to know where I'm going with stuff, and let's just say that that's not fun, not knowing where you're going. Yeah, screw going for the top of the flagpole, it doesn't matter. And now I believe we're about to go on to a level that cost me a great number of lives in the attempt of getting all the star coins. It's a very irritating level for that. Particularly because Yoshi is required reasonably enough for most of them. Now, after the first level with the flying baby Yoshi, you literally hardly ever need to use them ever again, which begs the question, why are they here? But, oh well. Now, in this level, above the Cheep Cheeps seas, the only enemies you will face are jumping Cheep Cheeps. So you think, oh, this level's going to be absolutely easy. Think again. Because the way that the Cheep Cheeps kind of come up, you've not got that much room to avoid them, especially when you're going on the lower paths, which is where most of the star coins are. because basically sort of just one little slight nick and you have lost Yoshi, which makes things a lot more difficult than they really need to be. Particularly because sort of generally Yoshi will end up running off without you. It's particularly a pain when you die in this segment because you need Yoshi to progress through the stage and to be less likely to die. But it's easier said than done when you've got all the cheeps flying at you. Now, if I recall correctly, we will have to play through this level twice, because I think I'm going to lose Yoshi. And I did, as expected. Because basically what Yoshi does is Yoshi makes this level a lot more pleasing to play. Just because you're so less likely to die. And that's where the final star coin is that you need Yoshi for. Also, this bit is fun to play, fun to look at, but can be very irritating if you get hit. Yeah, I don't like getting hit in Mario games. It really ruins the pace, which kind of goes against the entire point of Mario, but I have to say, sort of, you've probably noticed it by this point, but 2D Mario games just don't really excite me quite as much as the 3D titles. I guess that's probably more to do with the fact that the 3D titles are actually a lot more exciting in what they do. It's like the level ideas and the power-ups are just that bit more thrilling. And also the level design in general is just more interesting. However, I will say sort of that now that I've played New Super Mario Bros. U, I'm definitely more likely to play the other 2D Mario games after this, because sort of this is fun, and I did enjoy it whilst playing it. It's just, oh damn it, I lost Yoshi. I'm sorry, Yoshi. And as you can see, I died again. And well, actually, no, there's more quitting and quitting and quitting and quitting and quitting, just because I kept losing Yoshi. It's very hard to keep Yoshi in this stage. He doesn't want to stay with you. He doesn't like you. I think it's all those betrayals that people forced him into in the previous games, which is really evil. And also, that jump is horrible to make, and I'm sorry, I betrayed you, Yoshi. Unfortunately, it was going to happen, because evilness. And also, wonderful power blocks. You don't have much time in this to get the star coin because of the weights, and if one of them hits the top, then it's all over and the platform disappears. It's actually used to not great effects, and that's not quite the right term. It's used to provide quite a lot of challenge later on in the game, if I recall correctly. I mean, it's already a reasonable amount of challenge in this level, but they certainly get a bit more daring with how much they want you to suffer. So, now we're going to go to level 4, which is Urchin's Shoals. So basically in this level we've got Mega Urchins, Goombas, regular Urchins and Koopa Troopers. Particularly of the red variety. Although I do think we have some green ones somewhere, potentially. Now if I recall correctly, we will be going through this level again as well. So, yeah, I wasn't having much luck with star coins. at this point in the game, and that was just evil. I was trying to do a Mega Man maneuver, and it just didn't work. Yes, you need Mini Mario to get this. Mini Mario is actually very useful in this stage because, well, he's necessary to get 2 of the star coins very quickly after each other, which is very helpful. I like the speed with which we get those. It's just a shame that getting the last one is a little easier said than done. Because if I recall correctly, it's below a bridge, and what you need to do is launch a Koopa Trooper to murder all of them in a row, and it's slightly difficult to pull off. Also, last time I checked, this is the level where Nabbit would appear. Pretty sure that's the case. Yes, here's where the last star coin of the level is. And yes, I will be playing through the stage again because I miss. Wonderful. There are quite a few star coins that are like this, where it is necessary to shoot a Koopa Trooper at something that you can't kill to kill it. That doesn't quite work in my head, but oh well. And we missed the red coins again. I'm really not doing very well in this world, am I? Getting the one-ups on the flagpoles, though. Maybe all that learning on Super Mario 3D Land did do me some good in the end. Just gave me the... It's just like, if you want to get that flagpole, and you don't have the Tanuki suit, you just get as big a run-up as possible, charge like the wind, and just jump for it, and then if you miss, then you just have to do the level again. And that was the stupidest failure I have done so far. Impressive. So, yeah, as we were saying before, I can't quite remember when I was saying this before, but I've said it at some point. The level kind of layouts kind of as they get more difficult, they tend to get a bit longer. At least some of them do. Some of them are really short. But the main reason that certain worlds are going to take a lot longer than others is because I will be repeatedly playing through certain levels, either because you simply have to get the star coins. That's certainly the case with some of the levels. There's a castle in particular which requires 2 run-throughs of it, although the second run-through is a lot shorter than the first. But in general, sort of, it's just yeah, I think it's largely because sort of some of the star coins are so difficult to, well, they're not so difficult to get, they're just a pain to get that you just have to deal with it. Now the timing for this is just evil. And technically I could use wonderful Fire Mario to get what I want, but the mixture works very well for achieving the goal. Also, thank you very much for sticking it between those 2 mega urchins. That's so wonderful. At least it's nicer than sticking it beneath an urchin which requires me to get hit. Oh well, it's not as evil as the level we're about to go into after this, which also caused me a lot of grief. A lot of levels caused me a lot of grief in this game. I'm surprised I still like it afterwards. Particularly the next level, but we will get to that bugger when we get to it. So, we've only got 3 more levels of Sparkling Waters left, so let's go! Yahoo!